And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
I'm a high school math teacher, and everyone knows that math is boring, and that makes me enjoy teaching math all the more because it is my goal to take math and make it interesting to you as a student. So I use whatever I can, all kinds of things. One of the things that I like using in my math classes that I teach are tangrams. Tangram is a square that's been cut up into several shapes, and you put it back together to make a square in other shapes. I've used these in many classes that I've taught over the years to great use. It helps spatial thinking. Let's take a look now at a game that I received, which is about tangrams. It's called Tangram Fury. Let's take a look. I'll be back. Alright, a tangram is made up of these shapes here. You have two large triangles, one medium triangle, two small triangles, a parallelogram, and a square. Now I'm going to spoil for you here how to make the large tangram. You always take the two big triangles and make them back to back, and there's half your square. Then you stick the parallelogram up here to make the other corner. You stick the small triangle down here. The square goes like this. The square is not any of the four corners. Then you stick this other small one. And then the medium triangle goes there. And I just formed a square. Now that's pretty simple, and most people can do it. But there is so many other shapes out there. And so what you have in this game is you're going to have decks of cards. So I have a red deck of cards, which is objects and shapes. I have a blue deck of cards, which is the sea and sky. I have a yellow deck of cards, which are people. And then I have a green deck of cards, which are animal. Everyone is given a set of tangrams, and then one person is going to roll a die. This is an 8-sided die, but it just shows the same color on two different sides. Whichever color we show, someone's going to draw that card from a box. Okay, so we have the expert and the fan sides, and so you're going to look at the shape, and then you're going to make that shape from your tangrams. The first person to do it gets the card, gets a point. Now, if you're using the fan side, you're going to go look and do the easy one. Everyone just looks at the pieces and you just look at it and put them together. Okay? That's for wimps. Well, okay, I say wimps, but it's also for little kids. But for expert side, you're trying to put it together and figure it out. Now, one of the things that I've learned about tangrams is just because you're really smart at whatever, you would be surprised. I've run tangrams in my classes for many years now, and there are kids that I just would not believe it who just do really well at tangrams because of the spatial thinking that's involved. And I don't want to show you how all these are put together because I don't want to spoil it. I only would play it with this side here. But if the same color is rolled 3 times in a row, which rarely happens because the percentages that are small, then the first person who makes a square gets a point. And you keep playing until one person gets the most points, and that person is the winner. I mean, you have 2 levels of play, and you say, well, what are the points? Well, the rules don't really say. You can kind of just do what you want, say 5 points, first person to 5 points. And you can go to their website, Tangram Fury, for more ways to play, says the one sheet of rules. But it's pretty simple. It's just taking tangrams and making a game about them. Tangram Fury. Well, the simple game of complex shapes. Here's the deal. This is an interesting idea. This is exactly what I do in my classes. When I play tangrams with them, I get enough tangrams to give to everybody, then I give them a sheet of paper with a whole pile of different shapes on it, and I'll say, when you find a shape, call me over, and if you get it right, then I'll check it off my list, and whoever gets the most shapes win. I have a lot of fun with that, and this game I actually can use in my classroom for a very similar purpose, for that reasoning. Is it unique? Is it original? Is there anything interesting in the box here? No, not really. This is someone who's taken an idea, which I'm sure many teachers have used, and they put it into a game format. Okay, fair enough. So this gives you 4 felt tangrams, gives you a lot of cards. Can you do this yourself, get it yourself? Yeah, but it's in a nice production here. So if you're interested in picking this up for a teaching aid or help your kids with spatial reasoning, I think it will work. Is it a super fun game that I'm going to play with my family all the time? No, not really. It's okay, and there's going to be someone who's probably going to dominate the other players. I don't know who it might be in any particular family, but there's going to be somebody. So be that as it may, But as a teaching tool, I could see getting this one. It's an educational game that has a lot of uses. Tangrams, they might not seem important to you, but they do help you reasoning, logical, spatial thinking, and it can be very helpful in real life. So Tangram Fury. I'm not sure where the word fury came from, but it is what it is, which isn't much, but it doesn't really promise to be much more than that either.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.
Yeah.